Welcome back, watch fans. There is a great danger lurking in the world of luxury watches. What am I talking about? Am I talking about watch crime? Am I talking about Juan and Kino stealing your hubcaps? The timepiece gentleman, Anthony Farrow? No. I am talking about the upcoming service. That's right, the watch service cliff. That's right, there is a cliff coming up, and most of you guys are going to go right over that cliff like lemmings falling off that cliff. Now, let me explain the dangers lurking in the watch market. I don't know if you know this, but if you drive a car, let's call it, 20,000, 30,000 miles, you don't change the oil, you don't do anything, you're going to have some problems, right? I mean, there are certain types of people that, they'll buy a BMW, they'll never change the oil, and next thing you know, the engine falls out of the car at 30,000 miles, or they use the wrong type of gas in a Mercedes, like the cheap gas, right? The engine will just fall out. Unbelievable but true. Same thing happens with watches. Actually, I don't know, you guys are going to be shocked to understand this, but there's actually a machine inside, a little machine. There's little gears. And just like your car engine, these things do need a little oil. They need to be serviced. They need to be cleaned. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, right? Especially the more complicated the watch gets. Now, here comes the bad news and the good news. The good news is, it can be fixed. The bad news is it becomes very expensive. But here's the worst part. The worst part is, unlike, taking in your Ferrari, your Bentley for service, you more or less know what you're dealing with, right? With watches, you don't. There's no real, there's no like licensing. You don't need to be a licensed mechanic. There's no real, anybody can claim to be a watch repairman, a master. What do they call it? Watchmaker, watch masturbator, whatever it is, right? Anybody can claim anything, and a lot of these guys, they don't know what they're doing. But here's the real problem. The real problem, my friends, is in the last couple of years, 5 years, there's more and more watches that have been not just made. I'm not just talking about new Rolex, new whatever, Patek, whatever it is, but I'm also talking about a lot of vintage watches that were made, 20 years earlier. I mean, there's been a lot of watches made in the last 30 years, right? And, with people buying the neo-vintage stuff like this is technically neo-vintage. This is a 10... No, this is like a 15-year-old watch, I think. 12, 14... I mean, this watch is over a decade old, maybe 14 years old. And guess what? I'm having some issues with it. That's right. Unbelievable but true. Now, so a lot of these watches out there, like this, they were in good condition, right? They were not abused, but some of them may have been bought as a gift, whatever, sitting around in drawers, and next thing you know, there's deferred maintenance, because in theory, there's one of the here's Kino, there's Juan and Kino. You see, still a hubcap, Juan and Kino. Anyway, so what's going on is that. You got a lot of deferred maintenance. In theory, like some of these watches, they say, oh, you gotta, service it every, 3 years or something like that, 5 years, change the oil, change the transmission fluid, coolant, whatever, the air filters, who knows, right? I think with Richard Mille, these lowlives are saying you gotta service it every 2 years or once, some nonsense, which is like, thousands of dollars. And then, here's the worst part. You don't know when you're going to get your watch back. It's not like, you bring in your car and you get it back in 2 days. No. These guys, you may not see your watch for 6 months, maybe even a year. That's right. We're talking about a year for not even something too complicated. I think for Patek, the service time is about, the Patek service time is about a year on complications right now, which is ridiculous, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, this watch, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, my friends. You know, I bought this watch. It was in very good condition, right? I mean, I bought it. I probably wore it. I don't know. I haven't worn it too many times. I mean, maybe, I don't know, if I wore it 50 times, possibly. Yeah, came box, papers, everything. Great condition. Sure enough, you know, I wasn't wearing it. I put on the watch winder, which may have been a mistake. I don't know. It's been sitting on that winder. It was sitting on a winder for, could be 5 months. It could have been. Oh, we got fine dining here. We have Denny's. Denny's, one of the finest dining establishments. This is where Juan and Kino and the original OC eat. That's the mayor of Kyrgyzstan. The original OC Okuk, mayor of Kyrgyzstan. Unbelievable chart. Have you heard of the country of Kyrgyzstan? It's next to Tajikistan. And also next to Chomostan. Chomostan is that's where Curly, Uncle Curly, Creepy Curly, is the Duke, Il Duce de Chomostan. That's right, unbelievable true. Okay, let's get back to the story. So, the problem is the watch was sitting on a winder, and I didn't wear it for maybe, I don't know, could be 4 months, could be 6 months, who knows, right? Next thing you know, I pick up the watch and shit, it stopped. The thing has stopped. And I look at the, you know, it's got the power reserve, right? The power reserve, little arrow you see there at the left. The power reserve was showing full. Like right now, it's showing a full power reserve. But the watch was not running. So I was like, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's whatever, something, who knows? You know, things happen or whatever. I don't know. So, you know, I put it in the drawer. I figure, okay, whatever. It's probably just nothing, whatever. Okay. I take it out. Okay. I wore it. Anyway, the last couple of days, I've noticed when the power reserve gets down to about a half, or I just noticed the watch has stopped. The watch has stopped running, and the power reserve was still at a half. So I don't know what's going on. Is the thing not getting power? Is the power reserve indicator something? It may have been overwound on the wall. I don't know. And that's the problem. You know, you don't know who you're dealing with when you go to these low-life degenerate watch, repairmen. You don't know what these guys are doing. You don't know what these lowlifes are doing to your watch. Maybe they're swapping out parts. You might bring them a Patek minute repeater, and they swap it out for, I don't know, for a Tissot or a Hublot movement. I don't know. Who knows? So, I think Juan and Kino were here. Unbelievable, but true. That's right. We bring you all the glamour, the glitz and glamour of the world of horology. That's the issue. So again, now what you take that, I'm giving you kind of the few problems. You have all these watches out there, and then you amplify by the, again, number of people who've bought watches, collectors, etc., and what's happening is you're gonna have a big cliff where all of a sudden these watch dealers are all whatever you call them. This is where, by the way, if you want to know what does Juan and Kino do all day, what they do is they restock these machines. They put a new flyers in there for the strip clubs and all that. That's what those guys do. They have the exclusive in this city. But yeah, so you're gonna have thousands and thousands of watches going to these repair guys, watchmakers. I don't know, they call themselves watchmakers. And here's the thing: a lot of these guys are already busy as it is. They're busy. Okay, it's like you call them, they don't even pick up the phone. Some of these guys. So now you got to trust some of these mooks with your watch for 6 months or more. Even I had a basic watch, I just a Rolex, whatever, to a guy, brought it, it was 2 months before I got it back. And it was expensive. It's not cheap. You're talking about, you're not even going to get, nobody's even going to open your watch for less than $500, right? Now, it adds up. You get a couple watches, all of a sudden, you get a massive repair bill. I have right now 2-3 watches that are, including this, 2-3 watches that are in need of service. Deferred maintenance. I got 2-3 pieces And these are, you know, higher end things that, you know, the bill could be a substantial bill when you add it up. I mean, I think, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to JLC to look at this. And by the way, the thing with JLC, I don't know, they're supposed to be a great watchmaker, right? They are in theory. But there's a reason, gentlemen, there's a reason why Rolex is the king, and there's a reason why Rolex doesn't do watches like this. You know why? Because Rolex is kind of like Lexus or Toyota. They do something that's very reliable, something very simple and reliable, and they don't mess with complications. That's right. You know their Yachtmaster 2? That watch has some big complications, which from what I'm hearing will always break, and it's the Yachtmaster 2. That's the big stupid one, not the Yachtmaster 40. And then they also have their Sky Dweller, which, you know, kind of like this. That one has some issues, or it could have issues. So that's why, you know, you're asking, why does Rolex not do complications? Because they don't want to have a reputation as, you know, a place that, you know, watches break. So yeah, so I don't know how much is going to cost. I don't know. It could be $1,000. Could be, I don't know. Could be $1,500. I have no idea. And it's annoying. It's annoying. You know, with Rolex, you can wear a Rolex for 50 years. I mean, literally 50 years, no issues. I mean, you can do whatever you want with 50 years. And there's not going to be any issues with that watch. This thing, I mean, it looks like it's in mint condition, right? It's probably sitting in a drawer for most of its life. And, you know, I'm having these power reserve problems, or whatever that is. I don't know what's going on. If one of you guys knows, maybe you can leave a comment below. That's why, by the way, that's why I do these videos. I'm not doing it for entertainment. I'm doing it to get, you know, free advice. That's why I'm looking to get information. So if any of you lowlives out there know anything about this, let me know. But it is a serious issue. And whenever you buy a watch, yeah, it could be running. Next thing you know, there's an issue. So that's the problem with the watch business. And there's really no way to do like a pre-inspection. It's not like you know, before you buy a car, you get a pre-inspection or whatever. There's really very difficult to you know, you never know. It's very random. And that's why Rolex is the king of watches. Rolex is the king. I don't know. They just never break. They never break. They may have some, I don't know, lose a few minutes or whatever, or, you know, something slowed down on a date. But generally speaking, there's no issues. And that's, you know, again, that's like after 40 years of use, maybe it's going to have some things. So there you go, guys. There you go. What else can I tell you? Leave your nasty, vicious comments below. Make sure you send some money to the channel. Help support the channel. As you see here, it costs millions of dollars a month to keep this content on the air. Because, you know, servicing these watches ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. I got this thing is having issues. I got the Patek dual time, the whatever they call it, the travel time. That one is a manual one, and I think that one has something wrong with it. Whereas, like, if you overwind it, you don't want to, like, you want to be careful not to overwind it. I got some other thing. It's like, so there's a couple things out there, and, like, you know, all of a sudden, you know, it adds up. Which is why you need to start sending those wires in right now to the channel. If you can afford to send us, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, whatever it takes. We're not asking for big money, just, you know, just enough to pay the service costs in the next couple of months. Unbelievable true. But there is your warning about the world of JLC. Yes, I think it's really an issue of a lot of these watches that have some level of complication. They're more, what is the word? Susceptible. They're more susceptible. They're more susceptible to service issues. More susceptible to mechanical issues. Again, yeah, it makes sense. The more mechanical. What do we need? You got four things going on here. You got a power reserve, which I don't really care about. It's totally worthless. You got your calendar, which is okay. That's calendar, and then you got your second time zone. down there, and then actually you also have the thing that moves the cities, right? You got that other crown, which moves. So you got actually 5. You got technically like 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 things going on there. That's a lot of things going on. Technically only 4 of them really, but one of them is manual. But yeah, you get the point. You get the point. There's things. The more stuff you put into the tiny area, the more it can break. The more it can break. So that is what's going on. So I don't know. If you guys have experience. If you guys have experience with JLC dual time, any JLC, let me know. Or why would a watch lose the the winding if the power reserve is showing us full? So let me explain. It was on a winder. The power reserve showed us full, but the watch was not running. I don't know. Maybe so. There's a couple. I don't know. There could be a couple of different explanations. If anybody knows, you're more than welcome to explain it to me. Okay. Leave your nasty, vicious comments below. Send money now.